Hey guys, we're Awesome Sauce. My name is Chef Carl,
I'm Chef Paul.
and we are so pumped to do a watch series, because we were cast for $1 Billion Idea. First, let's look at a trailer.
I believe any entrepreneur can build a company from the ground up, just like I did. I call this mindset base mentality. Are you guys ready? I'll put my top entrepreneurs through a series of challenging assignments.
Oh no! We have a time check.
That will test their business acumen, their products,
Which of our colors looks best to you?
and most importantly, their grit.
Time is up.
In the end, the one who impresses me the most will get a residency in the basement, my full support and mentorship, and of course, my investment, up to $1 million, and make their American dream come true.
All right. Ben Weiss, $1 Billion Idea.
Live on Fox Business on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. We have gone through, and they've already aired episodes 1 through 4. And so episode 5 is coming up on May 24th, Tuesday, May 24th at 9 p.m.
Our big TV debut.
Yeah, and I guess, you know, for those of our watchers who don't know us yet, we introduced us as Awesome Sauce, but, you know, you said Chef Carl, Chef Paul. We're Awesome Sauce.
We are Awesome Sauce.
We are the world's first sustainability-focused sauce and condiment company.
We come to you as a powder. You take a reusable container, add water, powder, and when you shake,
You get all the sauces you know and love.
that's right. So I think we should talk through, how did we get to $1 Billion Idea?
Great question. I don't even know, to be honest.
It all started with a vacation. It all started with a vacation.
I need to take more vacations.
So we had this idea in the summer of 2021, and we started going after it. And Paul, you took a 3-day vacation, and I took a 3-day bender.
It's an incredible set of
on
circumstances.
Clubhouse. And
Yeah.
so we were going after raising cash, and I was going after talking to a guy named Mike Fata. He said, find me on Clubhouse. I'm like, what is Clubhouse? Download the app, locked myself in a room for 3 days and did every room possible, and came out of there with a casting call from $1 Billion Idea.
Which is incredible because I was just on the beach. I was down the shore, as we say in Philly when we're down at the Jersey Shore, and I'm getting updates from Carl about his bender on Clubhouse.
All the things that were coming. I was like, people were telling me, follow up in Instagram, follow up, like, here's my cell phone, here's an EM, slide into this, slide into that. And so I was following up with everything.
Sure as shit.
mad notes, like, okay, this person said this person said this. And then I forget who it was, or what room it was, but somebody was like, hey, we're casting for this show. Do you want to be in it?
and of
Yeah.
course you said yes.
Yep. And so, man, do you remember when we presented the idea at first, the agita level that you had?
Yes, I do. I am very...
Are you still there?
Absolutely. It's only worse right now. I'm very conscious of how we come off, and you are not.
No, not at all.
So
Not at all.
that is how we differ. And so yeah, I'm always worried about what people are going to think and how we sound. And
But for a young brand, like we had not launched product yet when we did this interview. So we had to. The first thing was we had to do an interview with a casting director. We had to make a video talking about our business, and then they start to decide, and then the decision comes. And so I think we should tell a little bit about that process from our little interview to when we actually cast, because there was a little bit that happened.
I don't remember it. Go ahead.
Okay, so we do the interview. We make this video, we send it in, we get a call back to do the interview. We hit them with the full sauce. We give them the energy. They're like, I love these guys.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
It's coming back.
We then remember, who was it that came out? And we went to the coffee shop and they did a tour and all this stuff. And there was this like overhanging, like, you know, maybe you could get picked, maybe not. And so we had this whole schedule of stuff that we needed to do. We got accepted to Techstars. We're going out to Minnesota to do the Techstars program. And it was like exact same timing. So it was a Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah. So we finally got selected. So finally, we got selected to Techstars. So that also came out of Clubhouse. We should mention that.
Another part of the bender.
And then we got selected to $1 Billion Idea. And so both of these major things were happening for our business. We're a young company. And
we just sold a product, but we're selling this idea, and we get into an accelerator. We get cast for this TV show. We raise all this money, and now it's like, shit, we gotta go.
And so the timing is that the Techstars program starts on a Monday, early November. $1 Billion Idea is coming to film at
Sauce HQ.
Sauce HQ on the Sunday before, and so we do filming on Sunday for $1 Billion Idea.
Fly out like
6 a.m. 6 a.m. Monday morning out to Minnesota to start Techstars. But we can't talk about that.
We can't talk about that. So we fly out, and then second day of Techstars, we're like, hey guys, we've got a thing, and they do the selection show, right?
I remember.
Remember your positioning on the selection show?
No, I don't.
So we had to have good lighting, and it had to be on Zoom. And it was at like 6:30 at night, and sun was setting. And so Paul held both of our cell phones next to the monitor of the camera so that we had light and they could see. It's like an hour and a half.
It's a career low for me. Terrible.
We got to commit to the business.
Yeah, I'm committed.
Okay, so then we do selection show, and curious what happens on selection show. We can't talk about that now, but
it was a hell of a process. And so here we are. So we've gone through episodes 1 through 4 of $1 Billion Idea of a 10-episode series. And
we've watched 4 episodes.
Yes, we've watched 4 episodes. We have watched and gone through. Yes,
we are going to be in episode 5.
Let's go
with 2 other companies. So let's go through like who did we see, what we like.
Yep.
The first 4 episodes. Like,
yep.
Who was in episode 1?
Okay, so as I recall, in episode 1 there were 3 companies. One was an ergonomic paintbrush.
Okay.
I'm not going to remember all the names.
Yep.
One was a company called Poop Stick.
Okay.
Which is like Squatty Potty meets Pogo Stick.
The Pogo Pooper?
That's right.
Uh-huh.
And one is Dripsy, which is like a drain clog stopper-upper thingy.
Uh-huh.
So tell me, Carl, of those 3 incredible companies that we watched on episode 1, very entertaining episode, I might like to say.
Yes.
What'd you like? What'd you think? How did $1 Billion Idea get started for you?
So I'm going to come out. So obviously James and Poop Stick was selected, but I think the one thing that stuck out to me was it was the least developed of the 3. So if I recall, mid episode when Ben went out to see this paintbrush, there was like at an expo that won an award.
Yeah, that's right.
Like they were already selling these. Like these were in homes, and then Dripsy. I think Ben didn't like the co-founder piece of it, and so that stuck out right away.
Mm-hmm.
But the product looked really good. It was packaged really well, and he was moving like it was in retail.
Yeah.
And so of the 3 companies, the one that was selected was the least developed.
Yeah, that's interesting. I can't explain it.
So all right, so I'm curious how competition goes with Poop Stick, but yeah, so Ben picked the least developed product, but there is kind of a theme going, right? Like those were all like tangible products, or not consumable, but
correct,
but products. Were any of them like new to market? Or were they just new ways of doing things that are in market?
I think they were innovative ways of doing an old thing, right? Like everyone's got a paintbrush, but this was an ergonomic paintbrush. Everyone takes a shit, but this is an ergonomic way to take a shit.
Get those knees high.
Yeah, everyone, sends water down a drain, but this is a better way to stop your food from going down there with the water. So
yeah. Also, what was interesting is, so Ben went into the store and we saw. It seems like Ben is going to find out how consumers use these things. So Ben went into the store. He just asked the guy, "What's up with this with Dripsy?" And the guy gave him the riot. Like he gave him the full business about how Dripsy is better than the next product.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that was really cool. Did love the packaging on Dripsy. Love that.
I agree. So there we are. So Poop Stick moves on.
Yep.
We're doing this is March Madness for new brands.
Yep, we're moving on.
Episode 2.
James and Poop Stick moves on. So episode 2.
Episode 2. So we've got 3 new companies coming on episode 2. Ben's got his feet wet. He's starting to get the hang of this thing.
Yeah, figuring out, how's the episode go?
Exactly. And so we've got the first company is pillow sheets, essentially. So sheets that go over beds as they do.
Yep.
But now there's pockets for pillows, and you can kind
arrange them as you like.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you got that. You've got a new kind of popcorn made of a different grain. I forget what the grain is. Do you?
I don't remember the name of the grain, but I do distinctly remember that it produces a smaller product, which was of concern.
That's right.
Okay.
And then
Chasin' Dreams.
Chasin' Dreams is the name of the.
And her name was Chasin'. Love that.
Love it. And so did Ben.
Great for
he loved that.
Great for TV.
And then, interestingly enough, was a tea. So the third product was a tea.
A beverage.
And so Ben Weiss, if those of you listening don't know, started Bai. And so Bai is a drink, a zero sugar drink that's made from the fruit of where the coffee bean comes from.
Yeah.
And so that's the Bai history, a little plug, great product, love ya. And he's also started a new company called Crook and Marker, and another beverage. Exactly.
That kind of is a spin. It's fermented quinoa, which is cool. It's an interesting idea.
So go ahead.
I think one thing that sticks out here is these break that concept of a consistent type of product.
Yes. So this episode did not have a theme, if you will.
Yeah, and but he did the same thing. He tried to get from as many people as possible. He tried to get feedback. I think the least amount of feedback was on the tea, but that could be because he's a beverage mogul.
Yeah,
he
didn't need everyone's feedback.
he knew. But I think he gave it. If we were a bev company and Ben Weiss got on his PJ and was like, "That's a good product," as a bev guy, like that. That's something.
Yeah, we'd be excited.
I'd be excited.
Yeah.
So then the other ones though, it was like a theme park, and they had samples for people to try, and and basically did some voting about like, what do you think? You
some
like
live testing.
Yeah, what do you think? And then on the pillow sheets, they did it in the school. But what was interesting about pillow sheets? The variety of product. Right there, like. In the beginning of the episode, it was an adult bed sheet.
Yep. And
then what was tested was a kid sheet.
Yeah, a new kid sheet.
A different product.
Yeah, with an animal, like sort of a furry animal on the sheet that sort of kept kids in position as they were sleeping, and the kids loved it. Like there's a compelling, little data point.
When you get kids involved, it seems to be compelling.
We should remember that.
Why would we do that? Are we dad-entrepreneurs?
Ugh.
Okay.
Terrible.
Damn it. Okay. So
what'd you like? So episode 2. Sheets, sheets, folk, popcorn, tea, sugar tea,
and pillow sheets was selected.
Correct.
Nadia and pillow sheets was selected.
Correct.
So, but. I'm not sure. I forget when he was doing the selection part what the rationale was of why pillow sheets over the other two. I mean, I personally I can see from the tea perspective that would be a hard move for somebody like Ben.
Yep.
After having done Bev and then start another Bev to then be like, oh yeah, go into a third Bev. But I don't know. Maybe that's a move. But anyway, he went pillow sheets. So episode 3
was.
Where did they go for episode 3?
So they were focused more on wearables. So episode.
Oh yeah.
So on episode 3, you had a new kind of iron, a steamer, something that
clothes steamer. Yep.
That irons your clothes in a new way.
You're saying iron weird.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Iron.
Well,
I look forward to feedback. I feel like I'm saying it right.
Okay.
So we've got a new way to steam and iron your clothes.
Yep.
Then you've got Dewey, which was a faux leather house shoe for women.
It was sustainably sourced. Like the products are sustainable products. They're all vegan.
Yep.
And then the third one was basically like a collar stay,
Oh,
but
yeah,
for
yeah.
your. I mean, you might actually benefit from.
Yeah. So it's something where
the $1 million collar.
The $1 million collar.
That was it.
Which actually had also had sales, and they were direct to consumer, which were direct to consumer.
Yeah, their models was kind of crazy. We're just jumping out on this one.
Yeah.
They were selling for such a low price point, but you would purchase that product and then have it installed. So there's a secondary cost to the product. But it got rave reviews. So he did the same thing with user testing. They went out, one of the guys had it on his shirt and one didn't, and they were basically like, whose looks better? And everybody picked the one that had the stays on it. I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
This is like my opinion. I'm not sure why it wasn't done with adhesive.
Well, you got to wash it. That's the only thing.
Yeah, but at that price point, take it off and put a new one on.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
right?
fair.
Like at $2.
Yeah.
Then you rip through them, and they're. I mean, it's gotta be easy to ship.
Maybe they stay. I don't wash my dress shirts every time, so
I think I get 3 runs
Oof.
or so.
That's one too many.
Debatable. So all right. So but the episode 3 was a little interesting.
Was it?
There was a wild card.
I forgot about that.
He took 66% of contestants.
Yeah, I didn't. I'll be honest. I did not love these companies.
Why?
I think so. This episode did have a theme. The idea of a wearable or gadget that somehow, I don't know. None of them were as compelling as I thought they needed to be.
So from a billion, if the show is called $1 Billion Idea, which one was aiming closest to $1 billion?
No, I think that's where I got lost in this episode. I didn't see it.
I see. I mean, truthfully, I think Ari's the steamer, Insta steamer.
That's true.
That's super interesting because it's a bag that you put your garment in. You add water, and there's a chemical steaming process that occurs, and so then theoretically you have no wrinkles.
True.
And what was mentioned was the B2B side of things.
That's right.
Right. So there's like the direct to consumer, which you're buying that for in-home use, but Ben kept mentioning the hotels, like replacing the iron in a hotel, and this being kind of like when you have the refrigerator and you take something, you're charged.
Yep.
You have these provided, and if you take one, you're charged.
Yep.
Which that's cool. Dewey, cool shoe. There's a lot of shoe companies, so that's saturated. I mean, I think there's what's compelling there is that the design is so sleek, and there's the international piece to it. She's lived in Amsterdam. That was
I think I fell asleep during that part.
You're an asshole. You're an asshole.
I'm sorry.
You're an asshole. I was wide awake. Jordan at Dewey, I was wide awake watching. Okay. All right. So that's 3.
That's 3.
Right. And so now at this point, he has selected 1, 1, and 2. So we're at 4 contestants.
And now to episode 4.
Which
showcased, which had a theme. These were kitchen gadgets, things that you would find in your kitchen that would improve how you currently cook, what you make. And so it was a new mousetrap for kitchen gadgets.
Yep. So there was taco toaster.
Yep.
Pretty cool idea. An in-home way of taking a soft shell and turning it into a taco, giving it the shape.
Yep.
So
there was the stuffed waffle.
The stuffed waffle. Wonderful.
Okay.
So there were stuffed waffles. So it's a waffle iron with a middle extender that allows you to put something between.
Yep.
And then there was the
Butter Boss.
Hit me with your episode 4 analysis.
I thought they were all interesting products that would add to the kitchen. I didn't, and so I thought making a taco, a hard taco shell out of a soft taco shell, I thought was interesting at home. Does it solve a massive problem? I don't think so, but I thought it was cool.
What I'm curious is the number. So from a demoing perspective, they had decent sales, right? I think there was somebody had said that they went through 10,000 in a day.
I didn't believe that.
That's where we are right now. That is mind-boggling. Like that's some serious movement.
Yeah, I didn't believe that.
But anyway, I'm curious, how many tacos are they eating in the demo process?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's gotta be incredible. Every time you demo this, you're making a taco. Are you just tossing that bitch, or are you consuming?
You're eating it. What would we do?
God bless.
Every single one.
Every meal would just be wrapped in taco.
Yeah.
My life would be wrapped in taco.
Yeah, and I mean we have ketchup on nearly everything now.
I have ketchup on my shoes right now.
Yeah, that happens.
Okay, so then waffle maker. Waffle maker's interesting. It makes like a meal on the go. There's novelty there. It strikes me as something that you would have in your home.
That I would?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like waffle meets panini press meets Hot Pocket.
You're a good man.
That's kind of
man.
That's kind of what it is.
Hot Pocket.
And so they had when they made it and did the demo for Ben Weiss, it was stuffed with cheese and chicken and I think some other things like that and it looked good and Ben liked it. And so and as we know, that went on. So the Hot Pocket stuffed waffle went forward in the process.
Yeah. So he picked Mike, which congrats, Mike. I was interested. This episode particularly, I thought was interesting because, did we get these episodes right? Like,
yeah, we did.
Are they in the right order?
Yes.
Was that episode 4 versus?
Yes.
That really doesn't matter. There was.
Yeah, we're good.
So, the butter boss, there was like butter lipstick. He did something. It was like a twist up, but he presented Ben with all these other inventions, and Ben was like, "You're just a crazy man."
Uh-huh.
And so I thought there was something there. I thought he was gonna like go after that, like. You might be crazy enough to take on the world and
the crazy entrepreneur.
Yeah, and get yourself to $1 billion idea. But he liked, and both of them though, he kind of got into all three of them. He kind of got into like the personal side of it, right? Like with what was bothering Mike, and then they went fishing. And then they sat in the dock with Taco Toaster, and then he had this moment on the Bat Bridge with Butter Boss. It was like, are you just batshit crazy, or are you the most successful thing I've ever walked in front of?
Yeah.
So anyway, that gets us through what has happened on $1 Billion Idea so far.
And pause. It's just for those of you who haven't watched a single episode, we encourage you to go take a look. It's worth it. It's actually a really interesting showcase of 3 unique companies each episode, and so go check it out.
Yeah, I mean it's well done. Like there's cheesy moments to it for the production side of it, but honestly, it's really well done. And
to Ben's credit, like he lifts up these companies. He does not talk shit. I mean, he's critical in the right way. But he keeps it on the up and up. He stays positive. He lifts up the things they're good at. Absolutely.
There's a human side to it. Like he connects his experience as a human, as an entrepreneur, and looks at them as human beings and as entrepreneurs. Like that piece is kind of cool because when you go after something like $1 Billion Idea, there are so many non-human components to that. Like the numbers just become astronomical at $1 billion to get to that kind of evaluation. The things that you need to do don't really care about the person. Like you just need to move product. And so I think Ben is doing a good job of highlighting the humans behind the business, and then sort of adding to that it has to be a good business, because to get to $1 billion, that's a big number.
It's a big number.
It's a big number.
That is the official status of a unicorn. Am I wrong?
That is a unicorn. That's unicorn status. So Ben Weiss got to unicorn status at 1.7.
Good for him.
Like Fuck.
Good for him.
That's a lot of dollars.
Absolutely.
So anyway, we have watched the first 4 episodes, and what's coming next is episode 5,
Let's
where
go!
we are going to be on the hot seat.
Let's go.
We are going to do a watch show, so you guys can get our reactions on our episode and who we're going against. We're super pumped for it.
And we should say that at the end of episode 4, they do the little preview of the next companies in episode 5, and there we are.
There we are, and there's a theme on that one. So we are tucked into a themed episode. So the other companies will be in our world,
Food world.
We're all in the kitchen.
Yep.
And so competition is stiff. Like, it gets me nervous. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe on this channel. We will be continuing to do this for as long as we are on Billion Dollar Idea.
Woo.
And we will be coming out with more content. Chef Paul will be in the kitchen cooking. Like and subscribe to not just this, but all of our social. And you should see on the screen somewhere down one of these ways, you should see a QR code. Get yourself a free sample. You have to try this ketchup. It's water, powder, awesome.